One year older tomorrow. I haven't been aging all year, and then
So you'll be
tomorrow,
42?
yeah, 42. How old do you think I am, Steve? Going to be?
Younger than me, so I'm going to guess 30... 31.
Yeah, spot on. I'm 31 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
forgot how old you all are.
I'm 33.
oh yeah, Sam's like 22 or some shit.
He's a
And we're gonna
baby.
keep it that way.
No, I know.
Sam just started drinking.
Yeah, I know that Sam's around the same age as Laura, so I know you're like 28 or something.
Oh yeah, I'm 29 here.
Yeah, yeah, because Laura turns 29 in like a month. No, 2 weeks. Oh god, I should probably get that sorted.
It's lucky we had this conversation.
Yeah, September's crazy for me because there's like no birthdays for a while, and I think in September there's like 7 or 8 birthdays for like friends and family.
You had a bit of a midlife crisis for 30. What are you planning for 31?
It's so weird, right? Because like you say, 30 felt like such a big deal,
Yeah.
and I had like a massive barbecue and lots of family around, and oh god, you're 30, congratulations! Oh, you're getting old. And then 31's just like, yeah, a couple cards in the post. Like, like Laura's like, what do you want to do tomorrow? It's like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
we've booked it off work like ages ago with the intention of like, oh, it's your birthday, and it's just like we haven't planned anything. We're going for a meal in the
You should
evening.
do a games evening one night just for
Nice.
you.
That's what you want.
That is
Yeah,
what I want. Yeah, getting old, man.
Wait,
yeah.
but I'm not coming to take you out for a meal tomorrow. Shit, should I?
No, I'm already fully booked. I'm afraid. So you're lucky. I'll let you off. We're going
next year. I'll take you out for a meal, just me and you. You know.
Take you out for a nice seafood dinner and never call you
Never.
again. Yeah, we're gonna go out. We're going out for cocktails and ramen. That's tomorrow evening. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, this is it now. I guess until 40, it's just like, yeah, another birthday.
Yeah.
Hey, no, you got 35. That's another step.
It is. Is that?
Is it 35?
Hey, I'm 2 more years. I'll be. Well, I've already had
Well,
multiple
33
I'm 33
is
now.
a number.
See, this is
Actually-
why I don't care about turning 30 next year. So
Actually,
all of
fa-
you bastards have already done it.
I was gonna say I've.
It's not all that.
Actually, 33 is the year I had my midlife crisis. So.
That not scare you though, because that means you're gonna die at 66.
I mean, I've had a good life. Or have I? No, I haven't. Shit. What have I done with my life?
Look, Steve, we're here to talk about video games, not your fucking existential crisis. Okay.
Oh yeah, sure. I can talk about VTuber video game for an hour.
Yeah, you can talk about HoloLive games, but you cannot.
Simping game.
You cannot start screaming and crying. Okay.
Okay, I'll try.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Game FourCast, our weekly gaming podcast where we get together and chat about what we've been playing and all the new news. My name is Josh, aka BottlerWorks. I'm here with Olive Meister Will,
All right.
Sammeh,
Hello.
and Steve Quickwicks.
I'm Steven. I'm back.
He's back, baby. So yeah, as you can see from the meme of the week, this is this isn't the first time we've had this, right? I think
No, it's every
This is
game
a
now.
Starfield meme.
This is a
Like,
Starfield
am I-
meme, yeah.
Okay.
The funny
Like,
thing
I was looking at it and I got the joke, but I didn't know what game. Because I was like, I could like, you just throw out enough names, one of them's gonna stick.
Do we have Armored Core size yet?
I don't think
6.
we do. Yeah, 6 gig.
You probably. Wait, it's on Steam Store, right? I can go
Oh, it's
right
53
now. And...
gigabytes. No, that's no 65 for Armored Core.
That's fine. The funny thing about
That's
this,
2 whole Starfields.
the thing about the Starfield file size is before I knew it was this size, I think I read a story somewhere saying Bethesda have managed to reduce the file size of Starfield by 20 gigabytes before launch. And I was like, hell yeah, that's big. That's really good. What is it now? And it's like, it's 120 gig. Like, that's just, it doesn't mean anything at that point. It's already stupidly large. It's like, whatever. Are you guys all got it all preloaded?
No,
No, I haven't. I was going to do it tonight.
I did see the silly drama about it though.
all the
'cause
start screen stuff.
Yeah, because the game, like they sent it out to everybody as like a press thing. So the game, of course, obviously leaked, and the thing that people are talking about is the starting screen of all things.
No, it was one guy was tweeted about the starting screen. It was an asshole tweet, but it was just one guy.
Yeah, but still, it's fun to say though. Like not the planets.
I'll see if I can find the tweet. There it is. I was going to say because we were talking about this the other day, Will. And you brought up the word that he used, and as soon as he says, was it physiognomy?
The physiognomy of start screens. Twat.
I know who. Do you know who that is? That is the fucking classic WoW fucking Mark Kern guy. I recognize that profile picture.
Oh wow.
He annoyed me during the classic WoW. Like Oh shit! Oh,
full-time.
Now I'm heated.
Person that covers classic WoW full time has insane takes. What a surprise!
No, he was an ex-Blizzard dev.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. It's all making sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, if like Will said, it was one guy, and then 9.1 million views on that tweet. Absolutely insane on such a stupid take, but. I guess it was a slow news at the time.
It's a stupid take that views don't equate to people agreeing, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, this tweet has so many views. I can't believe so many people think this. It's like, no. 90% of those think, wow, this is fucking dumb. Let me send this to my friends.
Which is rage bait, isn't it?
It is literally bait. We've given him exactly what he wanted because you get paid for Twitter now, so I bet you made bank off.
Oh yeah, and you can see he's got that paid blue check mark.
He probably made bank off this tweet.
Yeah,
I feel like I see this is like going off topic, but I feel like I see a lot more rage bait these days than I used to, just generally.
Yeah,
I see so many like videos or opinions, games or otherwise, where I'm like, that is so stupid. That is just bait.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do it as well, where it's my Twitter. I'll read the most like stupid opinion ever, and then I'm like, he's baiting me. He's trying to engagement. He's farming engagement, and then I like quickly look away and find something else to look at. It's like, you're not going to get me.
I thought you were going to say that you did the rage bait tweets.
Yeah, and then I look up and it's Quick Wix.
Let me tweet right now. Armored Core's going to be shit.
9.1 million views.
Speaking of Western games and how big they're getting, how big do you think Skyrim is? Right, if you installed Skyrim today, how much space do you think it would take on your hard drive?
Oh, that's interesting. Like the original Skyrim?
Yeah.
I reckon 24 gig.
Really?
Oh my god. Okay, so I thought I lowballed it at 60.
Nah, it's too...
And I went 80.
It's what, like 12 years old or something?
Do you want to know how big? Do you want to know? Do you want to know the answer?
I bet it's like 6.
12 gigabytes.
12 gig.
Oh my god.
For all of Skyrim. And that's the special edition as well, which I think included
DLC, right?
HD textures, right? Or something?
HD textures and DLC, I think.
Yeah, so that's probably, like, you could probably knock a third off that as well. I bet it's under 10 for the original.
It's only since what, like Warzone having a massive file size that I think devs are kind of like, we can just be over 100 gig and no one cares anymore. Because there was the original Warzone, I guess Warzone 1.0, that was what, like 120 or something, and people got really annoyed at that. So that's why they did. That's one of the reasons behind Warzone 2.
There's another thing as well where it's like hard drive space is so accessible right now.
Yeah.
Like I was looking up SSDs and stuff, and like if you want like a 4 terabit hard drive, you're not actually setting yourself back that much. Now, if you want SSDs, the price starts going up and stuff, but you can get terabytes, and 4 terabytes to some people is like, that's not a lot of space.
Yeah, it's like we were talking to Steve about it, because obviously Steve is having hard drive issues. Yeah, and if anything, it's lucky. It's not lucky, but like it's good that the hard drive is the thing that's died. Because relatively compared to other PC parts, that's the cheaper bit.
Yeah, easier to swap in and out too, right? Like you can't fuck up. You can't fuck up and buy a wrong format hard drive.
Well, yeah, you just
hold my beer.
Right? Well, yeah.
it can be like one out, one in. Just look at what you have already.
Yeah.
Take that out and then buy something similar. But yeah, if it was like, say, like, oh shit, your graphics card has died, it's like, well, that's at least a £400 purchase and upwards.
I like how you said, look at what you've got already, when you've shown me a picture of the inside of a PC and I guessed what all the parts were and I was completely wrong.
Previously. I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah.
You were like, I was like, what's this bit? And you're like, I don't know, like the coffee machine? Like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
That was the one benefit I had to working in a computer dismantling workshop when I was young. Is building and dismantling PCs is like the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah.
You just literally just have to know which bits are which, and then it's fine. It's buying the parts and making sure they're compatible, which is actually the hardest thing.
But
even
that
easier now, right?
Easier,
it's just like plug and play. Yeah.
Well,
there are websites now where you just go on it and go like, yeah, I'm thinking about buying this, and this, and it's like, oh, that doesn't work. It's like, oh,
that's how I bought my PC.
Yeah.
That's how my girlfriend just upgraded her PC, and it low-key really annoyed me that she could just pay a guy to just build the entire thing and ship it fully built to our door, and then you just plug it in and it just works and it's just running Windows. And I was like, you can't do that. Where's trawling through BIOS to make sure your processor isn't gonna fucking melt when you turn the PC on? Like, this isn't fair.
Downloading drivers so you can not use VGA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like downloading. Sorry, not downloading. I was going to say buying PCs. Regardless of how easy or hard you find it, it's good that the conversation around it is that, like, oh, it's easy, because it means that if you do want some dude to build it online for you, it's like you're saying, it's like it's not expensive, really.
Yeah.
It's like you buy the parts and some dude's like online. It's like, yeah, I'll build it and ship it for £50. Like, why not?
Yeah, pretty much.
It might not be the best build, but it's probably better than what I can do, so who cares?
Yeah.
Should we talk about some games? Let's throw the ball straight to straight to Steve.
Oh god. Okay. Hi. I this week I've been playing a few games, but I'll talk about HoloCure.
Right.
You've gone hard on this game.
This game deserves the attention. So, for those who don't know, HoloCure is if you think of Vampire Survivors but better. This game.
Rage bait.
That's rage bait. That's actually rage bait.
No, I fully stand by that statement. So this game, on the surface, it is about VTubers. It is like, you know, it's about the HoloLive girls who like this. So they're like, you know, singing idols. But there's this game is a Vampire Survivors clone, of course. But it's got more. To me, it's much more interesting because rather than just like, oh, you're just moving your character, there's some aiming and stuff, and there's like the characters seem a bit more advanced. Like in Vampire Survivors, correct me if I'm wrong, the only difference for the characters is they have a different starting weapon, right? For the most part?
Kind of. Certain characters will also have, say, like just a bonus to speed or something that they get as they level up, and it's nothing like major. It's not like breaking, but certain characters will have slight differences. But yeah, it's like their difference is the effect of, say, like an additional passive item bolted to their character that levels up with them. It's like, again, it's nothing crazy, but you're basically right. Yeah, there's not much difference.
Yeah. So for this game, there's like I'm not sure, like 30 or so characters so far, and they're going to add more because there's obviously more HoloLive like streamers. But each character has its own unique attack weapon that can upgrade, has its own unique ultimate, and it also has like they each have 3 unique passives. Which like it can be like, oh, this character when they walk around they leave flames behind on their feet, or this character gains like a bunch of life steal if their HP is low. Like it's a little more interesting than that, but like so there's a bunch. Like the characters all feel like very unique and very interesting to play. And then on top of that, there's like a bunch of items that you can get and combine. Of course, that's like the staple of a Vampire Survivors clone. I think there's only 4 levels, but they are really well done. So the story behind this game is it is a fan game, but because technically they're using licensed characters and they have permission to use it and upload it to Steam and stuff, but it's completely free. There is not a single bit of monetization in this game at all. So you can download it for free. There's no DLC. There's no microtransactions at all. You just download and play it. And I've seen online a lot of people who are not into VTubers at all give this game a try and say, actually, this game kind of is great. Also, because this game's been out for a while, but it's been like on Ichigo or whatever it's called.
Itch.io, yeah.
That one. But yeah, it just came out on Steam like a few days ago, and they've also added in like a Stardew Valley mode where you could do like fishing, farming. You can get like minions to send out to get you free currency.
What's the purpose of that mode? Like, why do that stuff if the main game is vampires? Like, I'm not saying it's bad, but that's what I wanted to ask. Is
meta progression.
Does it provide meta progression?
Yes, the same meta progression as playing.
Yeah, so you can get currency to like, there is a meta progression of like, you upgrade your attack permanently for all your characters and stuff with the currency. So you can get extra currency via this mode. There's also just like the decorating part, like the coziness part of it. The fishing mini game is actually pretty good because it's like a rhythm game almost with like 5 buttons. And yeah, it just... I mean, it's just like a nice little addition. It doesn't feel mandatory unless you're achievement hunting. In which case, that's what I'm currently doing at the moment. So I'm going through and getting all the achievements. There are some really difficult ones to get, but yeah, it's just a lot of fun to play and get. And I have Vampire Survivors. I have a couple of the other clones as well, but this is the first one. And I full disclosure, I do like VTubers. I like watching their clips.
Get him!
But no, this game is very fun and actually very addictive. And the best part is it's completely free. So it's like there's not even like, you're like, oh, you have to pay. Not that ever.
It is cool that it's like such a high quality project that is also that is free. Yeah, it's free due to the fact that like as long as it's a good game. It's licensed characters, but it's also the fact that the guy making it or the people making it get like 10 million eyes on this project when every single one of the characters in it is a real person that is also streaming this to sometimes like hundreds of thousands of people, right? Each.
It's also very cleverly the way you unlock characters is through gacha.
Yes.
But the currency to get that gacha is the meta progression.
Right.
So it's not like microtransactions gacha. It's throwing gacha in there to be like, well, gacha's in there.
Yeah, you get that little serotonin hit, but you don't have to spend your real money because it's all just like in game. But yeah, and as I say, like it's a fan game, but they've put so much effort into this, and it seems like they are really like just pumping out. They've already teased the next like wave of content and stuff, and so yeah, I highly recommend it, even if you're not a big VT. Like I know it looks very girly and like whatnot, but still like give it a try. Like honestly, it's a very good game. 2-second download, and it's very addictive. Like
I've added this to my Steam library. The only reason I haven't played it like yet is because there's always like recently there's always something else to play. Like there's always something else that's just come out that I'm always interested in. But also, I feel like I went so hard on Vampire Survivors. I just don't know if I can do this again so soon.
Well, the nice thing about this is because like all the HoloLive talents are meant to be idols. They put out a lot of music, so a lot of the tracks in this game are the music that they put out, just like the MIDI versions or whatnot.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of like, if you like listen to the music at all, you're like, oh, I recognize this, and it's actually like pretty decent music. So
yeah, it's like you were saying, it's gotten very popular very quickly.
Yes, even people who don't like VTubers are like really liking this game. So
rightfully so. It's like it seems to be a really good game, right?
Just again proving that this genre is still very much appealing, and there's still a market for it.
Because honestly, and no shade to like Vampire Survivors or Devil Clones, they often seem like, I don't want to say lazy, but they seem like they want to put in as least effort as possible. They want to keep it as simple as possible, and this one's put in a little bit more, like with the characters all like this, like 30 or so characters all having unique stuff, and there's of course going to be more. Like each has like the unique attack, the unique special, the unique free passives, which really do change up the game sometimes. It's like, oh, if you put some effort in, you can put a little bit more effort in and make it a bit more enjoyable.
Depends on your perspective of that, because
True.
I would say that, like, for example, where Vampire Survivors doesn't have that makes each run, like, you can go for that, okay, this is my build for this run, but you can also be like, well, this is what I got. Whereas if you pick a character who's always going to have this ultimate and these passives, you could argue that playing that character is going to somewhat end the same way every time.
I guess, yeah. And actually, that is one thing, is Vampire Survivors, the goal seems to be, can I get to the point where I don't have to play the game? Whereas this game, you definitely do still have to like move about and like kind of aim. And there is an achievement to not do that, but like you definitely have to like pay attention. Whereas Vampire Survivors, the whole point is to not pay attention eventually.
I think
right?
I agree with that about Vampire Survivors, because I think if you play Vampire Survivors to its end, that is kind of how it ends up. But I don't think that's the goal. Like, getting to that point happens so slowly. The reason you said that you dropped off of Vampire Survivors, Steve, is because you found it hard and you were like dying and you were confused because you thought this game plays itself, which it does, but it takes literally like dozens of hours of the meta stuff in Vampire Survivors to get to that point. When you first play Vampire Survivors, you'll be lucky if you last like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Whereas
my character
in Vampire Survivors can literally AFK from the start and win.
Also, we keep saying Vampire Survivors because it is the golden standard, right, for this type of game. That it's almost cheating, but that game not only was it kind of the first, but it actually experimented as well, because it's got all these like hidden unlocks as well on its maps and stuff, and like it had that time to grow as kind of the only one. So I don't think that this is going to replace Vampire Survivors for people that are playing Vampire Survivors still.
True.
And
Vampire Survivors did just add couch co-op as well. So
yeah, they've also said that it's not a news story, but the guys come out and said that they're working on a director's cut version with tons more levels and weapons still.
Oh shit!
They're not done with that game. That's Vampire Survivors is to that guy what Stardew is to that dev, and Terraria is to that guy.
Yeah.
Like, this is that guy's thing.
But this is, I'm just saying, like, this is like it's like it can live alongside Vampire Survivors, but it's different.
Oh, absolutely,
it's worth a try. Like, don't just be like, oh, VTubers cringe. Like, no, give the game a try. It's fun.
I think VTubers aside, like, as long as you can just stomach an anime style, you can enjoy this. I don't think the in jokes like take away from it, because I'm looking at like gameplay and there's so much weird shit happening. I have no doubt that half of this is like in jokes for specific VTubers and shit, but I don't think you need to know that to probably enjoy it.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I do know most of the in jokes. But... yeah.
Touch grass, Steve. Come on now.
I'm trying.
No, yes, I've got nothing else to say about this. Not about you, but
yeah, no, that's basically it. But like, I can wax lyrical about this game. I'm like, I've been keeping an eye on this game for a while. I didn't want to download it off Ichigo, but now it's come to Steam. I'm like, oh, I tried it, and like, oh, this has taken many hours of my life already.
Yeah,
I remember when this came out, and then the next day, I don't know if you had a stream or something, but you were just like, I am so tired. It's like, oh no, it wasn't HoloCure, and we were there like, it was HoloCure.
No, it wasn't HoloCure. I did play HoloCure when I couldn't sleep, but it wasn't. It wasn't HoloCure.
This game came out, and the same day it came out, you had like 25 hours played.
No, I had 11 hours after the first day.
No, like I said, I've added this to my library. I will play it at some point in the future.
Yeah, again, it's free. That's the other bit that blows my mind. Yeah. Because again, it's got the licensing. It's like, this isn't just made up. Well, obviously it is made up characters, but you know what I mean. It's not someone's like, oh, I made a game with a warrior and an archer. This is like pre-established characters.
Yeah.
So was Vampire Survivors. It was just stolen Castlevania characters.
Touche.
All right, let's throw it along. Sam, have you played anything this week that you want to talk about specifically?
I
mean, I know.
Shall I get the ball rolling then on Siege?
Yeah, we do a bit of Siege because we've all been dabbling in Siege, haven't we? Go on then.
Yeah, because for me personally, I'm still on the RuneScape train. I don't know how hard people are falling off on that, but I'm trying to
getting there slowly
this weekend. But yeah, Baldurs Gate 3 has kind of taken a step back, but that's because I have an addictive personality and RuneScape's got its grips in. Not to any fault of Baldur's Gate, because that game is still incredible.
Oh, RuneScape is the devil. We love RuneScape, but that game is actual crack.
But yeah, Siege is the new thing, and by new I mean the thing that we've just like RuneScape returned to after years of not playing.
And the patch isn't even out yet.
Yeah. Oh man.
What is the patch coming? You've mentioned it before, Steve. Like, there's a patch coming out. What is this patch for Siege? Is it anything big?
So they are adding the big thing is for quick play, they're adding like run out protection for attackers. So for the first 10 seconds of an attacking round, when the attackers actually spawn in, you cannot the defenders can't run out. Which is often why we drop off Siege, is because we get fed up with people like spawn peeking windows or attacking.
Yeah.
It's not just runouts; it's they physically can't shoot outside, I believe.
Yeah.
For the first 10 seconds,
which lets you get to the building and actually like do what you want if you do want. They're adding like a new onboarding to allow a new onboarding thing to better get people in. I think they're just adding like a new character and stuff. Like this, it's always like they always add some small bits, in pieces. But yeah, it just looks like it's. I'm just like new season, new operator.
I feel like it's because you mentioned like, oh, we just started playing. New patch isn't even out yet. But I feel like if and when we were inevitably going to go back to Siege. Mm-hmm. A new patch or anything would have been irrelevant. I feel it would have just been like it has been. Should we just play Siege again? Like, why not just do it for shits and giggles? I guess. But yeah,
I think for me, it's like it's not a new patch, but they'll put out a trailer or a dev diary or something that'll have new content in it, and that'll be enough to be like, man, I remember having fun with Siege. Why don't we just do that again?
I feel like the reason we're playing now is because we literally saw a tweet of maybe Master Chief is going to be in Siege at some point.
Actually, I think that was it. Yeah,
I don't know if that was even real or not.
I saw that tweet and I went, well, I know who I've got to send this to.
Was that real? Yeah, hold on. Was that real? Did I get baited?
Exactly.
No, no, that is real. Sledge is getting a Master Chief skin.
Okay, right. Because I just it's been removed apparently for copyright. Sick. There was like a video of. I think it was just like Master Chief being spun around in the cosmetic section of Siege.
Yeah.
And
it was like going through all the different bits of the skin and being like, look, here's the outfit, here's his weapon and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then we were all just like Siege. And now we're all playing Siege again. I'm having a ton of fun with Siege right now. I don't know about you three.
Oh yeah, I streamed it this morning out of necessity because all my other games apparently are fucking up, and I was like, actually, really having an enjoyable time. I'm excited to get back into Siege again, and that's all thanks to Will. So
yeah,
Will's love the Master Chief bringing us together.
Thanks, Will.
I gotta get my Halo fix somewhere, and it isn't shit isn't with Halo. So
I think it's just going back to Siege. It's just the gunplay just feels so solid. But all of its other issues, which it does have problems.
Oh yeah, it's certainly not perfect. And
yeah,
I still see a couple of the things, especially with the leaning and like Pika's advantage kind of thing.
Yeah,
like you can definitely feel it, like people just running and gunning, and like on their screen they've come around the corner, taken time to look, shot you, and on your screen it's like there was someone there.
Yeah,
like.
But I still can't think of any other game really that I've played that has not just the solid gunplay, but just that kind of destructible, tactical gameplay. I guess you could argue like Battlefield games kind of have destructible stuff, but it's not tactical.
Battlefield.
Not the same. Yeah,
it's not the same. No.
For me, it's like we play a lot of Hunt, obviously, and it's like when you're playing Hunt, you get the same kind of feeling attacking a compound as you do attacking an objective in Siege, where it's like the sort of team play and strategy you can use to get into a building and stuff like that. But because it's round based and it's much quicker, you get much better like instant sort of feedback where you're like, let's just try this. Oh, it didn't work. Let's try this. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try this sort of thing. Whereas like Hunt is like, well, we've run across the map for 7 minutes. I'm not going to fuck this up by trying some goofy shoot through the floor strategy. Like, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how long this will last, but it seems to be it's the current like kind of get together game and play this, which is good because we haven't had that in a while. I don't think we had a little bit of DBD for a bit.
Yeah.
Well, after, as I said, Will kind of got our friend group going into it, and then after my stream today, I had several people be like, "I'm playing Siege right now, or I'm downloading Siege." I was like, "Yeah, it seems like Siege might be a new thing in our circles."
It's oddly nostalgic because Siege was, I feel like, the big game everyone played before there was any of this like streaming stuff, and anyone did anything like that. So to go back to like, it always feels like a time period of just being like. Siege?
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, we're waiting for. I think I speak for most of us here, and we're waiting for CS2.
Yes,
to see how that feels.
Yeah, not me.
Because, well, yeah, that's what I said. Most of us. The second CS2 is available to play, there's no way we aren't giving it a go.
Yeah.
Like it's just not happening. And just like that may again, also fall. Yeah. That may be like, oh well, still same issues, like it's fun but not for me, or it might be something brand new, but it's just that thing where you're just always willing to give it another go.
I do think it's funny it's like 8 years into its lifespan, and it feels like there's still some fundamental things that they just never, because the running joke for the longest time was you'd play. What was it? You'd queue up for ranked, and it would say beta in the top. It's ranked beta, right?
Yeah.
And that was like 5 years into its lifespan. It was like, it's coming soon, guys. Ranked beta, we'll release it any day. And like, I can't think of a good example, but like, there's still some like little things in this where I'm like, wow, really? They still haven't fixed this. That's crazy, man.
To me, Siege's biggest problems was always, the biggest problems for me were the community was like very toxic, and it was very difficult to learn for new players, and that's with the two areas where they seem to really be pushing. On top, a little side note for that would be is I hate the runouts, like the oh look, they spawn peeked you like from a window which you have to like know to watch, otherwise you're just going to die, and they seem to be paying a little bit of attention to that at least as well. So it does seem like they are trying to improve on Siege's weaknesses, and I hope that they just continue. Like, it's a great game. It's what I played before Hunt. Like, it's fantastic. I love it.
It's what we're playing now instead of Hunt, isn't it? Because you can't get your current hard drive to play Hunt.
True.
Also, shotguns are actually good in this game.
Oh, they're so fun, yeah. Whenever we play with Sam, or you just hear Sam saying, right, I'm going in, and he just gets like 2 kills.
Oh yeah, Sam just plays Amaru and just goes through the nearest window.
You gotta go fast. You just gotta go fast. I don't know why they've made Amaru look 80 years old.
Has she not always looked like that?
She's always had a very different, almost art style than everyone else, and I don't know why. But
she looks old. Yeah, she does look older than everyone else.
She doesn't deserve that, man. She doesn't deserve that.
Or being old.
God forbid.
God forbid she's old.
Why haven't they made her a Benjamin Button character?
Right, okay, counterpoint, Kaid.
Okay.
That guy looks slick.
That's true, actually. Yeah,
he looks old, but they've given him an elite skin where it says his younger self, and it's like, oh damn, it looks really good. That's the other problem with Siege is the elite skins are very good, but they are very expensive, so I don't buy them.
Oh, that's just any games as a service now. Expensive skins.
I still try to take my if your only thing that you spend real money on is cosmetics, like, yes, at some point I'm like, all right, you're taking the piss. It's a little bit too expensive. Valorant.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if it's just cosmetic, I have no problems with it.
And Siege's cosmetics, I was looking through today and I was like, because we all play Hunt Showdown and that is known for like, oh, they've added a new gun skins and they're brown and grey. And I was looking through Siege's store and it's like, oh, yeah, look, there's anime girls on this gun skin. There's anime girls on this gun skin.
Yeah, but it's like we were saying, it's like Siege is on what? It's on year 8, right?
Yeah.
It's the natural life cycle of a games as a service where the skins start off super serious. Even the really premium ones. It's like, look how cool this SWAT version of this character looks, but then as it gets further and further, it just gets more and more like out there and unhinged to the point where was it like this now has what is it? This like 2B from Nier Automata and
2B.
Altair from Assassin's Creed. Yeah,
have
like
look at the Montaigne one.
Robot Montaigne.
Hey, like, there's Leon Kennedy. There's Pickle Rick.
Yeah, and that's just. All these games, right? Even Fortnite did something similar because, Fortnite didn't start super serious, but it didn't have like fucking Street Fighter characters and Goku and this, that, and the other. It had their normal characters, but a little bit more, I don't know, just primo. And then Call of Duty as well. Yeah, Swag said in Twitch chat, Call of Duty now has crazy characters with like their heads on fire and shit. Man.
I do like though that I don't know if this is like a conscious thing, but all of the skins in this game make the characters easier to see. There's that hunt thing going on right now where it's like some characters are kind of like, oh, this guy dressed in like a black drape is actually quite difficult to see when it's nighttime outside. And in this, it's like, look, it's Pickle Rick. He's fucking neon colored.
There was some controversy in the past where there was a seasonal skin that was very difficult to see, but they fixed that by adding every character has like a sheen to them, so characters don't really blend in now. Like you can see no matter the skin, you'll be able to see them. Like they don't like. They kind of all shine. They didn't add like a red outline like some games, and it was kind of like it's not too obvious. Like you don't really notice it, but every character kind of stands out, so they're not gonna like blend in. So they kind of fixed that problem, and other games should take note.
Well, Counter-Strike had that problem as well. In one of the first battle passes Counter-Strike introduced, they put in character skins. So the game had gun skins for ages, but they put in new characters, and people were just saying like some of these just are basically invisible on certain areas of the map. And instead of changing the skins, they went around changing the maps to like.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was quite a while ago. I don't know what it's like now, but that was.
Now they've
funny.
Added similar to I guess what Steve was saying. They've added like a really small contrast like outline to every character, so everyone pops a little bit more from the background.
Yeah.
There are also just some skins like Tachanka's bright pink unicorn skin. Like you're just not missing that fella. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do think. Okay, I was never one of those people that's like, fuck, I miss old Siege, right? But it is really I don't know. It has lost something, and it is funny when you see like SAS guy whose power is he bought a sledgehammer from home base and he stacked. Who's that character you were playing? That's like some Yakuza anime chick who throws kunais. And it's like
lady in a suit with like half tiger neon pattern on one half and normal suit on the other, throwing around kunai. Siege has like Siege is still
Azami
somewhere.
Azami, yes. Siege is still great, but like you say, it has 100% drifted off the path of what it originally intended to be.
Yeah.
I believe there is an arcade mode that they occasionally bring in, which is like original Siege, where it's limited characters. They strip down to stuff that was just in the base game, and yeah, you basically play original Siege on occasion.
Well, like the original Siege, if you go back and watch the very first trailers, even like the fake gameplay ones they did,
I love those.
It is completely different to what it is now in a way that all the mechanics are more or less the same, right? Like breaching, shooting, soft cover, hard cover. But the way they're playing the game is so different to how most people, to the average person, play Siege.
Yeah.
Where it's like people are like, oh, where should we breach? Oh, let's go this way, let's go that way. Oh, take it slow. Oh, I've got to get the hostage out. People just now just run in and do fucking Overwatch ults and firing like random shit everywhere.
If we ever do this on stream, we should like do a round where we pretend that we're in an Ubisoft.
Oh, we could. That would be so funny. We'd all get killed instantly. All right, I'll push this along then. But yeah, Siege is great. Is this game free? I don't think it's free.
No,
it's not
very
free,
cheap, but it's not free.
Yeah, it's one of those games that's always on sale. But if you did want to play for like free-ish, it is on Games Pass. I wouldn't. If you want to play this long term, I wouldn't recommend Games Pass because you kind of want characters, and you can get it with in-game currency, but you might want to spend. But yeah, you can get it on Game Pass if you want to try it. You know?
Yeah, there are a handful of games that I'm not gonna say should be free, but I feel like they have a really tiny price, just purely to stop just cheaters.
Yeah, exactly.
Like DBD or this, where it's like, well, it's not free, but it's like £3-4 on sale.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of DVD, the game I've played this week is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh yeah,
nice. I did one round of this with you.
I've seen some very mixed reactions to this game.
Yeah, so I've seen it all over the place.
Get ready for another reaction. So this came out on the Friday just gone, and it's on Game Pass, which is where I'm playing it. And the easiest way to sort of just summarize it is, it's like DBD. It's another asymmetrical horror game based specifically on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think just the first movie. They haven't got anything from the later movies. But it's asymmetrical horror, which means it's killers versus survivors. 3 killers and 4 survivors. And like your Dead by Daylight, the survivor's job is to escape, whereas the killers is to kill all the survivors. That's besides the DBD killers chasing survivors. That's kind of where most of the similarities end. I think playing something like this has made me realize actually how, for all the perks and everything DBD has, DBD in its core gameplay is very simple. It's just you hold a button on a gen, you run away from the killer, and if you manage to do enough gens, you leave. Whereas I think one of the main strengths of this game is there's lots of interesting little things around as a survivor that you have to kind of do to be able to escape. So the average gameplay loop as a survivor is you spawn in a basement with your other survivors. I think you spawn in 2 sets of 2, so you're with someone else, and then there's another set of 2 somewhere else. You spawn in this basement. Bubba is down there with you. That's Leatherface. And you have to work your way from this lower floor to above ground. That's like the first sort of stage of the game. And then when you're above ground, you then have to escape the complex where you are. So, get out of the general area. So the first part of the game is just you versus 1 killer. And then as it expands, it's then you versus all 3 killers. What stops you from just immediately leaving is the basement doors. There's multiple ways to get out of the basement. They're all locked. And you have to find a lockpick, which is around just down, in a box somewhere downstairs. They're quite common. You get one of those, and you have to open the basement door, which takes a little while. And then you can leave. And then it's, again, after that, it's kind of similar loop when you're upstairs. It's typically find the exit and then unlock it to then escape. So, well, yeah.
The thing that this game to me is like, because I play a lot of DBD, and it's like, DBD is kind of like I say clown fest, but not in a bad way. Like, it's like, you know what you're doing. You're not really scared. This game was very atmospheric.
Yes.
And it's like any action you do has noise triggered on it. So you have to do your action really slow, because if you do it fast, the noise gauge builds up, and then you'll alert the killers. So you kind of have to do it slowly. So you kind of have that panic. And yeah, like I was like, oh wait, I'm actually kind of scared, and I'm you're getting into like feeling like, oh shit, they're gonna find me.
It's funny you say that, because I played this. I've played probably like 8 hours of this, I reckon, across Killer and Survivor, and it does have that kind of Dead by Daylight feeling, where the more you play, the more confident you get. So when you are the first match you do, you are crouch walking everywhere. You're being so quiet. You don't, you want to completely hide. Whereas as you start getting a layout of the levels, because the levels, I might be wrong, but I think there's 3 maps, and the maps are more or less similar layout. It's just the items around them are randomized. So the exits are always in the same place. The doors in the basement are in the same place. Again, I might be wrong, but that's how it felt, at least, when I was playing. So as you play more, like I said, you get more confident. And then that gives you the confidence to be a little bit louder, or where you're running, things like that. But yeah, so it's a really fun game. I think if you do have like Game Pass or something, it's worth checking out. It's a lot of fun. The killer is fun as well. I'd say the Survivor side I found more interesting, I think, than the killer, because the controls are a little bit janky on killer. But the killer side felt like trying to not only just like kill the survivors, but to set up and traps and relock doors that they're opening and stuff to stop their movement around the map, so that you can then pincer them and things like that. So survivors will take a while to unlock a door or to activate something. As killer, you can just go straight back to it and just lock it or turn it off, or whatever it is they're doing. So
is it more of like a stealthy sneak about sort of game, or is it more Dead by Daylight, like people are just running about and then he's chasing me, so I am being pursued right now, so everyone else can do is okay sort of thing?
To me, it felt more like a stealthy game than that kind of DBD like mind game. DBD is like trying to outthink your opponent to run a certain way, and they get tricked. The reason for that in this is because I felt like, as a survivor, if I was being chased, there weren't always a lot of ways to necessarily escape. There are like little like holes in the wall that you can crawl through and things like that. Which, to get away from Leatherface and a few other killers, that's what you can go through, right? You can sort of go through there. They can't follow you through that, so they have to loop around, basically. But there are certain killers. I think it's the woman. I think her name's Sissy. She was in basically like most matches I played. She can follow you through those cracks. So a lot of the time, I kind of felt like, how do I escape you? Like in a like, I don't, I think she must have other weaknesses, obviously, but that's how that kind of felt sometimes.
Actually, that is something as well. Is when I played with Josh the one round, I was like, oh, that survivor's dragging a killer over here. No, 2 of the killers look like survivors.
That's the problem as well. Yeah, you do kind of get used to it, but I think having 4 of the 5 potential killers having the same silhouettes as survivors is an absolute mindfuck. Because I even had it the other way around, where I was playing one of the killers, and it's like, when this game is dark at night, it is so dark and I've seen some dude, and I've run over and just like started slashing at him, and nothing's happening. I'm like, oh, you're my friend. You're my friend killer. Sorry. there's no like friendly fire, but I'm just awkwardly like running around,
waving your knife at him. So because Texas Chainsaw, right? Everybody knows Leatherface. He's pretty iconic. Yeah. But you just play as like man with knife as well. That's another. That's
okay. So.
Is everyone trying to get Leatherface, and sometimes you just end up as guy with knife?
Well, ironically, it feels like Leatherface is free, and everyone is always trying to take the other killers. I'm not sure why.
Right. Okay. Oh, weird.
I've never had to contest for Leatherface, which is really odd.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think the point I'm trying to make before I go into something else that's an issue with this game is I feel like the atmosphere and everything this game does, especially on the first few hours you play, really good, really top notch. The animations, the visuals, some of it's a bit jank to play, but everything looks great. Like the sound design is all amazing, and like Steve says, the first few matches you play are genuinely really scary because there's that like unknown factor of like, oh god, where could they be? What's going on? I don't even know how to escape. The problem I think this game has, sort of longevity-wise, is I don't think the gameplay is varied enough to carry it across, like the tens, if not hundreds of hours you would want out of like a games as a service kind of thing. I think it's not always fair because DBD's been out for so long, but DBD is the comparison, right?
I mean, DBD for survivors is basically the same. It's only the killers that like really get very varied, right?
Right, but the different killers will make it different for the survivors.
Yes. Yeah, having a different killer changes the match for the survivors. Whereas this, I feel, is very samey. The problem.
They could have Neo Bubba.
just give him like neon skins and crazy rave lights and shit.
This is Fire Bubba.
Well, that's the weird thing is there's not a lot of skins for these characters in this game right now. There's like pages for cosmetics and stuff, but there's not a lot there. So whether or not they do stuff in the future, it's kind of set up for it. But the problems I do have with this game is, I think I've seen this mentioned a few times, but the matchmaking is awful. Just generally, it takes so long to get in and out of a match. For multiple reasons. One of which is there's just server issues, right? It feels like sometimes you're looking for a person that never shows up, which is just like death of a game. I feel like early on.
You're just sat at the menu waiting for really like awkward. The last player. Yeah.
The other big issue, which I honestly don't know how they would fix without some massive changes, is so outside of the game, there's a progression system. And there are, like I said, the game is 4 survivors, 3 killers. But overall, there are 5 killers and 5 survivors that you can pick from. Each one has specific perks and skill trees and like stat points, like stealth and perception, this, that, and the other. And you level them up. As you play, you level them up. The issue being is that when you go into a match, so you select like quick play or whatever, it throws you into a match. And if you want to be the character that you're leveling up, but someone else has taken it,
right,
you can try to choose a character but it will politely ask the other player, almost like League of Legends, like characters, like, please can I be Connie, Survivor, please? And most of the time, like, you look at the guy that's already your character and he's like level 10 or something, and he's like, no, like, this is my character. So people leave, and then or you leave, and then that just delays everything because everyone is jumping in, jumping out, trying to get the character they want. I've seen people full on arguing in the just pre-game lobby. Like,
in his league,
like, motherfucker, let me be the cook killer.
Yeah.
Have you hit them with the Connie or I feed?
That's like
text chat, pre-game lobby chat.
I haven't had that, but I have had one person being a character and the other person not giving it to him, and then not readying up, letting I think it's 2 to 3 minute timer run all the way to 0, and then leave the match.
Oh,
it's just like,
that's that classic standard.
It's like, for God's sake, I just want to play this stupid horror game. But unless they add, and again, it sounds so stupid for for an asymmetrical horror game, but like unless they add some kind of I want to join a match as this character, you know, like role
as
queue,
this character. Yeah.
I can't see that problem going away because it's yeah.
Honestly, though, I think the better thing would just be like let them have multiple characters, and then it's like, oh, if you both pick like Claudette or something, then one of you's Claudette and one of you becomes like a skin, or or something.
Yeah, but they might not have balanced for that.
No, I don't think it would because, and here's the other interesting thing. So, like I said, I've been leveling up the character Connie, who's this lady from the first movie, I guess. And every character, both killers and survivors, have essentially an ultimate ability, right? And Connie's is whatever she's unlocking, you can use your ability and unlock it in 2 seconds. So the basement phase of this game, when you know what you're doing, you can find a lockpick in like 2 seconds, go to the basement main door or one of them and unlock it in 2 seconds. You can be, I've seen videos of this, you can be out of the basement before Leatherface's pre-game animation has finished. Because as you start the first phase of the game strung up, just like on a hook. You're not hooked, but you're just like hanging up, and you have to wiggle free. Whilst you're doing that, Leatherface is in his own, not Leatherface. All the killers are in their own like video, which exists to give the survivors a head start, right? But yeah, you can escape the basement before that's even over. It's insane. I've seen other videos of people getting off their hook and running over to Leatherface in his animation, and as soon as it finishes, just stunning him, which they can do, and you can just like stun lock him. So there's tons of like weird stuff like that in this game. But yeah, with Connie, I've escaped the basement really quick. I have gone up ground. I have jumped out of a window, which I think was in one of the trailers you might have seen earlier. Turned off the generator and escaped. I've gotten out of the match in like 2 minutes before. So if you know what you're doing, it feels like this game has some proper balance issues as well.
Yeah.
But again, it's fun. I do think it is still worth checking out if you have Game Pass. It's just I don't think it's going to have that longevity that they're probably hoping for.
Question for you then: is it a game where you'd be like, oh, if us 4 wanted to play, you or 3 of us for a killer, would you be like, oh yeah, I'll play that?
Oh,
or
yeah,
are you kind of like, I'm kind of done?
No, I would absolutely play it in like a group.
Okay.
I've seen some people play killer on stream in a team of 3, and you can get so sweaty if you want to. Because just the fact that there's 3 killers, you can like pincer survivors and do all sorts and just make sure that they all just die.
Is it built with that in mind, or is it like, because you remember for the longest time it was like Dead by Daylight was like everyone's gonna play this like on Discord with their friends, but you shouldn't be you're not supposed to know where you all are at all times. Stuff like that.
It does somewhat feel like that, yeah. Where I've watched some of like Otstava playing it with 2 other like professional Dead by Daylight players as they almost like rounding up sheep, like corralling them and then just murdering them. And I'm like, as I'm watching it, it's entertaining. I'm like, that's not fair. That's not this game probably doesn't have any MMR or anything.
Yeah.
It just feels broken at that point. But yeah, it is a fun game. It's just when you start playing it more, I do feel like the cracks start showing a little bit here and there, which I don't want to say is a shame because I kind of had 0 expectations initially going into this.
Although I think it's fine because like this, like I've DBD is the king of this genre, and this being like a bit of a niche side game that you play on occasion, like not trying to overtake like this is a game you're going to play instead of DBD forever and ever.
Yeah,
I think that's fine. Like as long as the £30 price normally is a bit much to ask, I think, for a game like that. But like the fact that it's on Game Pass, I'm like, this is okay. I think like if they fix some of like the queue issues and maybe the balance stuff, I think they could still work on this. It can still be like an okay niche game.
Yeah, and it brings more attention to this genre in general.
Yeah,
which is good.
I mean, like the ideal here would be like DBD looks at what this game does really well and is like, we should just wholesale lift some of that for our game and make it better. But
it depends if DBD
more than Yeah, I was gonna say DVD more than any other game, live service game, feels like it's very stuck in its ways at this point.
Yes, yeah, I'd agree to that. I feel like people have been screaming out for just another game mode in Dead by Daylight for the longest. Just something that isn't just holding gens. It hasn't got to be serious, hasn't got to be crazy, hasn't got to overtake the main game mode. But like DBD is big enough to be able to split the fan base to have a separate little side mode. It's not going to suffer for it if they put it in.
Yeah.
And this something like this, like you say, it is great to just maybe just refresh that a little bit. And it's like, oh no, this for people that only play DBD because there's no other options. You can do interesting things with this genre. You can have multiple killers, with like ultimates and other weird things like that. And it's cool to mix up, and it's not bad. It's still an interesting game. So it might not have the depth of DBD, but it's certainly not like the shittest game I've ever played. Right? It's still good. It's still interesting.
I just think it's weird. All these games want to be live service games when we've had so many asymmetric horror multiplayer live service games, and it's like you can't support. There's not enough people to support all of these.
I don't know if this goes out of its way specifically to say, hey,
we're going to be live service.
I want to be live service. Yes, there are like skins and stuff, but is
there a battle pass?
There's no battle pass. There's no
There's
no like dailies from what I've seen. There's nothing like that. It's just come play this game. It's fun. It's worth playing if you've got Game Pass. I don't think it's worth 30 whatever quid it is full price. But if you have access to playing it the other way, then yeah, go for it. See if you gel with it. If not, just get rid of it. No harm done.
Yeah, fair.
Because I think a lot of people will be getting Game Pass soon for Starfield, right? And I think
exactly.
Yeah, Game Pass as a service is to have little things like this. I think brings value to that service a lot. It's just like something that you can play that's cool that you wouldn't play otherwise. But yeah, that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, I've got nothing else to say. That's what I've been playing. If you guys do want to play at any point, I've still got it installed. I'm well up for a
same. I've got it downloaded.
Yeah, I'll play with you some point, Steve, because I still want to check it out here and there if the servers are cooperating.
I think I've been burned watching people play this game.
Oh really? In what way?
On this game, I've just seen a fair amount of the DBD people that I watch on Twitch who've been playing this.
Yeah,
they've all stopped. By the way, they're back on DBD.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
It's
not got the legs. Like it's like I said, like it's a fun game, but it's not got the legs. I feel.
Yeah. And at first there was this issue of like it's only really fun to play killer, was almost the consensus. Now I don't know if that was just difficulty or not fully understanding how to play survivor or whatnot, but killer was a lot easier to just pick up and go.
Yeah, I saw that sentiment of the realm because I saw that a lot of people saying on like launch day, people going killer is way too strong. It needs nerfing. It's like, my guy, you've played like 4 matches.
Yeah,
like chill.
But yeah, it didn't. For me, I know, like it still looked like the DBD thing where you're a survivor and yes, you've got this noise thing, but that's just a substitute for the skill checks, and you're still kind of just doing a generator, except it's just not a generator.
Yeah.
So it was basically kind of still just DBD.
I think what brought a lot of people in, at least at the start, is just visually it's a lot more interesting, I think, than DBD.
So here's the thing: is it's new.
Yeah.
So that it was always going to draw people in because it's just different.
Yeah.
I think people are so comfortable and used to DBD that I think if something did come along, people might actually, maybe they appreciate DBD more once they start playing something else for a long period of time. I don't know. But it really doesn't appeal to me. I look at it and there's just something about it where I'm like, I don't know why I would play this over DBD.
Well, it's true. It's like we were saying, we had this conversation in the past about like pivoting from one game to another, like similar games, similar genres. I think a lot of people that stream DVD will happily go straight onto this when it came out, because there's not a lot else to really pivot to.
Yes,
if you play
all
nothing
of
but
them.
DVD.
All of them were straight on there.
Yeah, which is good, because like I said, if it proves that even if this game kind of flounders a bit over time, it proves that you can make something within the same space as Dead by Daylight and get eyes on it. So I think long term, this is good for this genre, even if the game ends up not really going anywhere. Yeah. But yeah, I could go around in circles on this for ages. I've got nothing else to really say. So,
is there another horror property that you'd love to see made into an asymmetrical multiplayer game?
Yeah, I think
Alien.
I
was thinking Alien.
Yeah.
Predator, actually. I'm not sure if there is one or not.
There already is one for Predator.
Oh, shit.
Well, the Alien...
I'm pretty sure it has Arnie in it, too. I think.
Didn't they make specifically like an Alien versus Predator game recently?
February 2010.
Oh, and I swear there was a more recent one.
There was Predator Hunting Grounds, which was released in 2021.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Had Arnie in it.
That's what I'm thinking of, I think. I don't know, maybe like Friday the 13th, but that had its chance, and that kind of got taken down because the right holders were like, nah, we don't want this game to exist, I think.
Yeah.
And then it all just got removed.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it all got shut down, which is a real massive shame. I think even with Texas Chainsaw, I think the right holders are, again, very protective. It seems to be the case with a lot of horror franchises for some reason. They're all very protective of their properties.
I could see like an Among Us style Scream game,
or either that, or like an Among Us style The Thing game.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Where just one of you is the thing.
Yeah, because there's been loads of like indie versions of that, haven't there? I feel like, but not a proper The Thing game. Yeah.
Well, except for ages,
an Among Us style Animal Crossing game.
How that even work? One of you is Isabel is acting sus.
One of you is Tom Nook.
Yeah, you're not trying to escape. You're trying to build the best house
for your money.
That sounds like an indie game that'll exist in about 4 years' time, and it will take over Twitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to see something with the Thing, because what do you call them? Like, not imposter games. What are they called? What do you call an Among Us type of game?
Like social deduction?
Social deduction,
something like that.
Social deduction is so popular, I feel, just on like Twitch, and just generally people love these sorts of party games.
Yeah.
But there's no good game based on The Thing, which is a horror franchise based entirely around the alien looking like one of your comrades.
Yeah.
Crazy to me.
Yeah.
It just seems crazy. Unless, like I said, the right holders with that are really protective or something. I don't know. I need to look that up. But yeah, check out Texas if you want to. Have you played anything this week, Will, that you wanted to talk about? Or
no, it's just Baldur's Gate for me. I'm still playing Baldur's Gate.
That's it. Without going on a long tangent about it, do you think you're close to the end?
I was saying this the other night, but I am in Act 3, which is the last act now, and I feel like I could be near the end, or I could be halfway through.
Oh, right.
I think,
or just getting started, because we keep like the quest log will fill up, it'll empty out, and then we'll be like, all right, let's just go do this random little side thing that a guy mentioned 4 hours earlier, and that will dovetail into 8 hours of side quests that dovetail into 9 hours of something else, and it's like, this game is fucking massive, man. It's crazy.
Do you have an hour count for where you're at so far? Roughly.
Aaron would know, but I can't, because I played because I played early access. I don't know how many hours I'm at right now. So she's got the save file, and I don't. So I can ask her.
Do you think you're into 3 digits for your current playthrough?
Probably. Maybe.
It's going to be close.
Yeah. It's got to be at this point, because it's like a whole bunch of weekends and some evenings. We've just basically exclusively played Baldur's Gate. But it's crazy, man. The content. I've seen a lot of people say the quality dips in Act 3, but it's for me, it's getting better. There's some of the most fun I've had has been in Act 3 so far.
There are some unhinged takes, like our friend Chris showed me a post about how people are like, "Oh, Act 3's terrible. Like it's just combat. There's no talking."
Those people are insane. Yeah, those people are just. It's like I don't want to. It's a make your own story game, right?
But you're
so
wrong.
I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. But you are wrong. You are 100% incorrect on that take. No, we just wrapped up one of the best boss fights we've done in the game so far, and I'm pretty sure it's entirely optional. It's like we had to figure out some stuff to go and get it, to go and find it.
That's cool.
And I don't know, it's wild, man. This game is...
I haven't done it, but apparently it has like the best soundtrack.
Yes. If I say the best boss fight in the game has its own theme song, everyone will know. If you know, you know. Yeah.
Are you winking at the camera right now, Will?
Yes, with both eyes.
All right. And I think when you actually finish it, maybe do some kind of wrap up or something, just to.
I'd love to do a proper, fully blown spoiler cast. How did you get this? How did this happen? How did this play out for you? Because Chris, our buddy Chris, who's in chat, was we were having like a half on Discord, half in DMs conversation, and it was just like both of us going like, "But wait, then how did?" Furiously typing, and it's like, and someone will be like, "Oh, okay. Well, what happened to me was furiously typing."
That'd be cool. Yeah, mean, if you both want to, I don't want it completely spoiled. I don't mind a few things, but if you two want to, I don't know, record something and stick it up, it's entirely up to you. If you want to put it on,
maybe.
Me and Will had a good chat. It wasn't last week; it was week before after podcast. I think we had near on a half an hour chat, and that was just Act 1. Like, I don't think Will was in Act 2 yet.
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
That was a half an hour chat on its own.
But
it's up to you guys.
I'm interested to see if it all comes crashing down at some point. You know, where it like the weight of all my choices and the weird paths we've taken, and the game is just like, I don't know how you managed to get here, man. It's just what the fuck.
Yeah, what is going on? Yeah.
yeah.
All right, I'll scoot us along then. The news this week was somewhat saved, as it always is last minute, it feels like, by Jeff Keighley's Gamescom, which was last night. We watched that in the 3. You weren't there, Steve, unfortunately, but we kind of just like hung out and watched that. We'll do as we always do with these things. We'll go through it sort of line by line and talk about what's interesting. But before we do sort of go through, is there anything that you remember standing out for this show? There's one thing for me in particular.
The man running on stage.
It was not the man running on stage proclaiming that GTA 6 needs to be released or something.
The only thing I remember is having 3 Hoyoverse games back to back. Wow, I know what's paid for this.
Jeff Keighley's Gamescom show brought to you by Hoyoverse. If you look up anything to do with Gamescom, specifically this opening night live, it feels like you have to push through all of the articles about the guy running on stage before you actually get to the games. It was really early on. It was like 10 minutes in, I think, to the main thing.
Right after the intro trailer,
It was really quick. Some guy jumped on stage, got right up to Jeff and started shouting something about GTA 6 before he was taken off. How does this keep happening? Because this is not the first time this has happened to Jeff on stage.
Well, because like you said, it's all anyone's talking about. So now people want that.
No. I don't mean why is he doing it. I mean, how is he physically getting on stage?
How is there not security?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I don't know, because it's like anyone can get in, right? The Gamescom.
Yeah, but there should be a barrier between
some kind of barrier. Yes, some kind of barrier, or just more people just watching because he got right up to Jeff, like, you know, he had the mic shouting about GTA 6. It's like, it's just, I don't know. It was really,
well, lucky he's just a nerd and wanted to talk about GTA 6, you know? Like,
yeah, what if he suddenly starts
something psychotic happens?
Something psychotic or really bad, or the guy just has a fucking knife or something. Like, Jesus, like, put a barrier up, please. I reckon in the future, I guarantee there'll be some kind of divide, I think, to stop. This is like the second or third time now, I feel, and it keeps happening to Jeff specifically. But that aside,
the Game Awards in December, right? So there's gonna be lots of people looking at that like it's my time to shine. I'm gonna run up on stage.
Jeff's gonna pack a gun this time. He's not taking it anymore.
I saw a tweet. It was from Jeff. It was a reply to someone by Jeff Keighley. I'm almost certain it was fake, but it said something like, that guy won't be interrupting any stage shows ever again.
I saw 2 to 3 of those, all different, so it is fake for sure.
It's like, Jesus, Jeff just had him shot or something.
It's like we were saying like, how they kept doing the shows, and it's like that guy's in the back just being like waterboarded or something by Jeff's people. It's like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, so I don't think you'll have it that open ever again. I think that's it now. How many times has got to happen before something is actually stopped? But anyway.
I also think it kind of dovetails because it's like it's kind of reflective of the show that the most interesting thing was a guy running up on stage, because I really think this was a really weak. It was all stuff. It's like It's all stuff we've seen that's previously been announced or had its own showcase beforehand or something, and it's like, great, we got to see Starfield again, right? But like,
or it's like we said,
it's out in 2 weeks. Like,
it's like we said leading into this. I saw a bunch of tweets and news stories. Some, I think, from Jeff himself saying like, "Don't get excited. There's not a lot of new stuff here." And it's like, oh, you're not really building excitement.
Well, he said, "Get excited," but it's all going to be stuff that's already been revealed. There's not going to be much new stuff, so temper your expectations.
Yeah, get excited, but
you ain't getting Bloodborne HD PC remaster in this one.
No one's getting that ever. That's never going to be real.
But instantly after Gamescom, they were like, Game Awards, the Game Awards, November. Get excited for that one.
Well, Jeff's always got his, like, how do you put it? He's always got his finger on a button from now on. I feel like if he's not actively at or hosting a game event, he is hyping up the next one.
he goes to a game show, poops out some reveals, pulls up his trousers, moves on to the next one.
Shakes hands with Ed Boon or Kojima, and then starts setting up who he's shaking hands with on the next one. Starts getting his next sneakers ready for the next event.
He's going to get his next celebrity ready. Yeah.
There was some stuff here that I thought was quite interesting. Again, we'll go through it line by line. Stop me if you want to talk about anything specifically. Streets of Rogue 2, Delta Force, Homeworld 3, Starfield live action trailer, which is just like marketing. Little Nightmares 3. So this is new.
I was going to say that was the one thing that I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, Little Nightmares 2 was really good. It's very short, but it's a very fun game.
Those games always are.
Yeah, I think it can be, especially on launch as well, it can be kind of hard. It depends on how you are, like price to time ratio, how much you value that, because some people value it a lot more than others. But these games are really fun, they are really interesting, but they are quite expensive on launch, and they don't last very long. But nevertheless, I think this is very cool. The second one was really good. I think the second one is the one that kind of introduced co-op in these games, and now they're doing that again. So that's this going forward, I guess. But yeah, that looked cool enough.
No, I hope this one has free play. Like every single game, add one more
until it's eventually a battle royale.
Yeah.
Black Myth Wukong, which very interesting looking game. It kind of looks like a Souls-like game based on what's the funky dude called? What's
Wukong.
Oh yeah,
Wukong.
In the title, duh.
What's the story though?
Monkey with a star.
Journey to the east. Journey to the east.
Journey to the west.
Journey to the west. Wow, that would have been a bad journey for me, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you're completely lost, mate.
Way.
This looks cool though. I think it kind of looked a bit, I don't know, not overly interesting, but the enemies look really cool. This trailer is almost like a sort of boss trailer, I feel.
Yeah,
it looks cool enough.
I'm a sucker for Sun Wukong storylines. I really like the whole, just the entire story about it. But the fact that it's fucking Souls-like, I'm like,
you'll learn to love them, Sam. One will get you.
That's just these games, man. Don't do it for me.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this one will get you. We'll see. But yeah, it looks interesting enough. You then had Killing Floor 3, which was like just like, it was a gameplay trailer. I think there were bits of gameplay in it. That looked kind of cool.
Looked heavily Doom inspired, which I guess makes sense, right?
We were trying to work out what it was,
cool.
the trailer, at the start, as they were like building the flesh pound enemy.
Yeah. Well, because for a split second it looked like a Quake, potentially like a new Quake, because it looked like one of the, what they called, the Strogg, I think.
Yes,
the enemy in the Quake.
Stroganovs or whatever they are.
Yeah. And they just did the Quake remaster on Steam, right?
Yeah,
HD
Quake 2 remaster.
Quake 2. Yeah. So I was like, oh, maybe strike while the iron's hot and all that, but no, it's
Killing Floor
3 again.
Age of Empires 4 Anniversary Edition. Crimson Desert. This is a very interesting one. So this is I believe, if I get this right, this is the everything game. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
This is the game where it kind of starts off looking kind of, openish combat in a field. I think he does some Assassin's Creed climbing, a few bits. Mm-hmm. Then he starts going through like a Witcher-style village, and then picking up animals and taking them around. And then at some point in this trailer, it transitions full on to Tears of the Kingdom. To the point where the guy is literally skydiving with sky islands around him. This trailer is so weird because it looks very like high fidelity, but it kind of feels like
a goat.
Yeah, it feels like Craftopia, if you remember that bullshit, where it's just, here's a million different mechanics all in one game. I just feel like it can't not be jank. Let me find there's fishing. There's like a fishing minigame. What else was there? Just like, there's magic, like robo and tech stuff. He drifts on a horse. Pole vaults over a wall.
Yeah, I couldn't point at any one thing and be like, that's weird. But like, there's something about this whole trailer. I was just like, I'm getting weird vibes off of this. I don't know why.
Let me find that.
I think this is the best game of all time. But
where is it? I need to find it. I think we were just like, at the end of this, we were just like laughing. We couldn't. Like, look at this. Look at this. That's just straight up Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah,
it's like they know what they're doing.
Shameless.
Shameless. It's just
shameless.
Shame on you, Crimson.
I need the bell to run behind them naked. And go, shame.
Shame. But yeah, such a bizarre game. But yeah, you had that. Payday 3. New trailer for this.
That is out next month. You should play.
Yeah, that's also.
We had Ice Cube.
I was like, why is Ice Cube, whatever his name is, on the screen? It's like, oh yeah, because he introduced this game.
Yeah. He's a voice character in it, I think.
Oh, like that other game that had all the celebs in it that completely flopped.
What was that called?
Oh,
well, the Payday 2 had Gus Fring from Breaking Bad in it.
It did. I forgot about that. I
already think Payday 3 is too big to fail. So
you reckon
all it has to be is Payday 2?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Didn't Payday 2 fail several times over its lifespan, and then eventually earn back all the goodwill again?
Payday 2 to me kind of felt like, the people that played it. There's that the gif of the guy being like, "Fuck you," and I'll see you tomorrow.
yeah, it's like approaching Destiny levels of like, I hate this game. It's my favorite game.
Yeah, looks cool though. I mean, I'll check this out.
What's the phrase? Never miss. Payday, never miss.
Does Payday never miss? What else we got?
I'm excited. I found out today though it's not the same guy doing the soundtrack, but it did trick me into thinking it was the same guy doing the soundtrack. So that like bodes well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need the same guy. I just need cool music.
Yeah.
I'm simple.
Yeah, I'm excited. It looks cool. Now I know it's like nearly here. Ready
it's very close.
You kind of just like snuck up, like all of a sudden say, "Oh, Payday is next month." It's like, oh okay.
That's what I thought. It's with because it's on Game Pass as well. It felt like it was like a week ago, I think, when I was signing up for Game Pass again. And like the coming soon section was fucking stacked. It was like all stuff I was interested in. It was like Texas Chainsaw, then you got Starfield. There's a cool like Chrono Trigger RPG coming out called Sea of Stars.
Lies of
P, Payday 3. It's just tons of stuff. All like week after week after week. Very busy.
And if you want Game Pass, you can use our referral code. No.
Yeah, quick. Assassin's Creed Mirage was the following game after that. I think this was just like mainly a CG trailer. Not CG trailer, but it was more story focused.
Do we have the Assassin's Creed like hub thing that they talked about yet?
Not yet.
Assassin's Creed Infinity?
I think that was what it was called, yeah.
Is that what it was called?
Something like that.
I don't know if that's a real thing.
They announced it.
No, it might not be that, but do you remember they had the I think it was around E3 time. They had the Assassin's Creed showcase specifically.
Yeah.
And I think they came out in that and went like, we're going to be real with you guys. We're basically making nothing but Assassin's Creed now for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And one of them was, like some kind of hub thing. Because you had Assassin's Creed Mirage, you had some Assassin's Creed Jade on mobile, some hub thing, some Netflix show. There's the tons of Assassin's Creed coming out in the future.
Some would say too much. Some might say.
I think a lot of people would probably say too much. I don't know.
I think that's my best. This game looks alright, but like they've put out so many Assassin's Creeds. I'm just like, oh, we're just doing Assassin's Creed 1 again? Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
That's cool.
To be fair to it, this is the first one I've actually been interested in since I think like Black Flag, which is a long time ago now.
Yeah, that's. I mean, if you stopped at Black Flag, you're due another one, right?
What was the last one before they went all RPG? Was there one after? Was it Syndicate?
I think it was Syndicate,
the Britbong one. The oil governor. You're gonna get.
Don't we do this once a week where we look up?
I think so. Yeah, we always do the Assassin's Creed crawl once every 3 episodes.
There's too many. There's genuinely too many.
Oh, that's a shame because now there's gonna be more. Now there's more of them coming soon.
I wish that they would because I hate the trending games that are like, we don't like numbers anymore. We're going to give them each unique titles. I'm like, could you not just be like Assassin's Creed 4 Syndicate, Assassin's Creed 5 this?
Well, because they realized how ridiculous it starts to sound after like Assassin's Creed 11. Mirage.
Give it a number and a subtitle, please, just so it's easier for my little brain.
Final Fantasy, right, is at 16, right? Yeah. Which is we are bordering on ridiculous. But it's taken a while to get there. But franchises like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed will get there in like 4 years.
Yeah, well, you've just had it with Mortal Kombat, where Mortal Kombat on the Xbox 360 and PS3 was just called Mortal Kombat. Everyone called it MK. I think they called it MK8. 8 or 9, because that's the numbered one. And then you had that was 9, and then MKX. Which is like, isn't X cool? But also
that's a cool name. Yeah,
trying to hide the fact that it's 10. And then MK11, and now they've gone back to 1.
Oh, they can do one. They can talk about one. They can do one because Jesus, I hate this whole. Oh, we're going back to our root. Like, no, just call it Mortal Kombat A if you want. Then like go A, B, C. Well, no reusing numbers.
Well, you've gotten to the point as well with games literally calling themselves the same name as what already exists, like Doom.
Lords of the Fallen.
Jail time. Jail time for them all.
One game that will come up in a minute, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, already exists, by the way.
Oh my God.
I was making
They're the biggest offenders, aren't they? Like, literally just calling it the same game, even down to the subtitle again. Like, that's ridiculous.
I was working on the thumbnail earlier for this episode, just like spitballing some stuff, and I Googled Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and it is just all images of the old one.
Yeah.
And I had to specifically type in, 2023, making it sound way worse than it is, outrageous. But, I guess it is, an issue, kind of.
But is that, do they do that? Is it, is that because of, Google SEO, or is that in spite of Google?
I think it's in spite of, surely. Because you don't want people finding the wrong product.
They will have.
Or do you? Do you want people spending like you because putting whatever it is, you're bound to hit one of them.
Oh, well, actually,
they would have done their research. They would have gone to ChatGTP and asked like, "What should we name our next game?"
Or Grandma went to buy Little Timmy Modern Warfare 3 and accidentally only spent £3.50 on buying the original one on Xbox Marketplace.
I guess. Yeah.
No, it's all a bit weird. I kind of feel like it almost kind of feels like, oh, no one will remember. Those games are so old now. But it's like Google remembers. I'm not that old. I remember these games.
Oh no, it'll be like if you remember, you're a boomer.
Yeah.
This is an age check.
I am turning 31 tomorrow. Getting old now.
Or yesterday, if you're a video.
Oh yeah, yesterday. Yeah. But yeah, Assassin's Creed was what we were talking about. The one after this was Tekken 8, which they mentioned how they're doing a single player mode and some other stuff.
Really?
They showed like like
a fighting game.
Well, it's popular now. Street Fighter 6 just sold way too many copies for that for a fighting game. This looks cool though. It looks like it's got like a battle hub, almost similar to Street Fighter 6, where you can make a.
Wait, they're copying Street Fighter?
The most popular fighting game ever made. Who would have thought?
I'm shocked.
Nah, they didn't copy. There's no way you can copy a game within like 2 months of it being out. It's just like similar ideas, I think. It looks cool though. If you're into like Tekken 8. Then we got. Then was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. This is out soon, right? November. 10th of November. So still got a bit of time. This looks cool. They showed a campaign level of, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the Gulag level, which is a very popular, recognizable level from the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Not much to say here. I feel like you're either in or you're out of these games, right?
Or you're shaking it all about.
Did I like understand the guy's presentation though? Because Jeff said like, oh, you've brought us the first campaign mission. He was like, well, hold on, Jeff. I've brought you the first ever, like, what was it called? Like
special operations something.
Special operations mission is what we're calling. And he did this whole spiel about like, so it's going to be stealthy and action-packed, and it's going to be something of what you love, and maybe something new. And then they just showed a Call of Duty mission,
a scripted mission, yeah.
I was like, did I misunderstand something about this presentation?
No, because
I get what's he going on about?
I get what you mean, because I was about to say, like, oh, in this they talked about these special missions, and then as I was thinking that, I realised I can't even remember what it is. I think I think they cut to. There were a few clips showing like custom weapons,
right?
In these missions, like how you play Warzone, but you can kind of bring in your own weapons and stuff that have modifications. I think it was saying maybe like that you can do that with these missions, but I don't fucking know. I feel like I was paying attention and I still didn't understand.
Activision Blizzard. They always try to make it as difficult as possible to understand.
Well, yeah, just make a good campaign. But that's all I'm here for.
It's like it's Call of Duty. It's not hard, is it? It's just an action movie, but a video game.
Yeah, and there's other stuff.
This looks cool, but like it's at this point we've seen so many of these demos. It's like it's hard to get like properly excited about this kind of thing.
Well, we were talking about how zombies for the first time ever is open world in this one.
Yeah, that sounded interesting.
It sounds exciting, but then I feel like based on previous work and what they kind of do when they bring their things to the open world, I feel like they're just going to take some kind of zombies mode and slap it into the Battle Royale map and be like, look, open world zombies, there you go.
That's a good point. Like it was like the Spec Ops in Modern Warfare and then DMZ in Modern Warfare 2, right? Where it kind of feels they're like, oh, there's something here, but you haven't really fully committed. And it's not.
Yeah. It's like half a job, which is still pretty good. It's not bad.
Yeah.
But it's like the premise of Call of Duty open world zombies is so cool on paper, I feel. But
then they'll just do like a rush job on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll just be here's a compound from the Battle Royale. Now it's got zombies in it. and you can kind of run around a bit more because there's not.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're completely right.
There's no invisible walls or anything because of course not. It's the battle royale map.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. Although I guess it won't be free like Warzone.
Do you still think it'll be on Game Pass? Do you still think there's a chance?
Or there's still a chance. There's still a chance.
You were because you were really strong on that back when we were talking about it in like May.
I'm still going for it. There's some news that I'll mention in a minute about how some stuff has changed with the Activision deal, which means
I saw that. Yeah.
I think it may now pass the UK thing. But that aside, I'm not. Do I commit? Yes, this will be on Game Pass before the year ends.
He's committed.
Maybe not before the year, not before launch.
Clip it and ship it
before the year ends. This will be on Game Pass.
Really?
Before the year ends? I don't know about that.
We'll see. Because they could do. They could just be like, the deal's gone through. As a celebratory thing, here's Call of Duty. Why not?
Can you buy Call of Duty on Game Pass already? Or
you mean like on the Microsoft Store or something?
Yeah. I
don't know. I'll have to have a look at that. I'm going to say
no. I don't think so. I think they put it on Steam, right? But I don't think it's...
Yeah, I'm going to assume right. It's probably on the Battle. It's probably on the Battle.net launcher.
Yeah, it's not. You can't buy it on
the not yet.
Microsoft Store.
Not yet. That's why I'm leaving that one. Not yet. Coming soon. But yeah, Call of Duty, that was that one there. Nightingale, this is the new open world crafting survival horror first person.
It could be good. It could be good. I hear you getting bored by the end of that sentence.
I'm already asleep. Let me just skip
it's got
this trailer.
A cool art style.
People are excited about this game.
Yeah, we got Rosath in Twitch chat. He's the one that I mainly know is excited.
I know a few people who are excited for this one.
I just can't.
I mean, I will buy this one. It's a surefire. I will get this.
Yeah.
But you literally don't know what you're gonna get until you get it. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I just feel like these sorts of trailers for these games always feel really sneaky to me, because these games are always so jank or so broken in some sort of way that the people playing it don't care. It's excused.
Yeah.
But they're still jank to the point where I don't really click with them personally. But yeah, a lot of people are excited. So
I think it was ages ago. We even talked about it on the podcast. It was like, I can't wait for the first survival crafting game that doesn't just play like ass, and that's going to be really popular. And it's like, I'm still waiting.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
Maybe it will be this. Probably not, but it will still be a decent game. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, the next one after that. That's been shown a few times. It's just the Grand Blue.
That's that fighting game, right?
No, Grand Blue is a bigger property. It has a fighting game, but it's a bunch of different games, I think. And this is just another one of them. What else do we have? We had... Oh, okay, so I think this is the Hoyoverse section.
Genshin games.
Yeah.
The Genshin block.
Yeah, the Genshin block. 3 back-to-back. You had Zenless Zone Zero. This is the only one of the 3 that isn't out yet. Kind of Persona-ish art style looking. A bit more future than Persona, but it's got like a calendar and...
Was that a 2023 date? Is this still supposed to come out this year?
I think
or
it
is
was.
this just...
Maybe it's in the far future of 2023.
Because we were saying like...
It's 2023.
Because you're saying like Genshin's like their open world gacha game. Star Rail was like their JRPG gacha game. And it's like, well, what is this? Is this...
Looks kind of
like
action-y.
A fighting game? Is it?
Yeah, I don't think it's a fighting game. It just looks kind of... It looks closer to Genshin than Star Rail. But it might be cool. I'll check it out. It'll be free anyway, so... then that was straight into Star Rail, which was more of a trailer for the PS5 version and the 1.3 update. And... Oh, it's not here for some reason, but there was also a trailer for Genshin. Genshin's newest region.
That just got updated, though, so...
Yeah, big new region in Genshin. New trailer, Lords of the Fallen. Looks pretty cool. I don't know if the game will be...
Good trailer.
Yeah, I hope the game holds up, because the art and trailers and graphics and everything they're showing looks awesome.
Yeah.
It looks
I feel like
so
between...
cool.
Because this is they made first Lords of the Fallen, obviously, and then they made the Surges, and I feel like they've been circling a really, really good game for a while now.
This might be,
and it's like maybe this is the home run. This is the classic, but
I just feel
they've
like
never quite got it yet.
There's a scenario that is highly possible. I feel where you start this game and it looks amazing, and you're like, "Oh, this is amazing," and you get to the first boss and start fighting, and you're like, "For Christ's sake, why does this feel not even bad? It's just not
off.
It's just off. Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But just going off promotion and everything they've shown looks amazing. Like some proper good artists and sound people working on this game.
Yeah.
Speaking of good artists, Sonic Superstars. Don't know. That's a terrible segue. This game looks crap.
It's got multiplayer though.
Oh yay! Now I can annoy 3 of my friends and make them play 4-player Sonic. Yeah, this looks like trash. Sorry, Sonic fans, this ain't it. Oh yeah, and that was straight into the Sonic Frontiers DLC, which we joked about doesn't show anything except spoil the fact that Eggman is a good guy by the end of the game. So good job there.
Like, I remember I was watching this with you, and you were like mock outraged, and it's like, you said, "Come on, man, you don't give a shit. No one cares."
To be fair, from what I've played from Sonic games in the past, which isn't a lot, but Eggman is normally like, "Haha, I'm the bad guy, but I'm actually the good guy."
Oh, do they do that all the time now? Is that like the?
Yeah, they always bring out some weird fucking alien, which is the bad guy.
The real bad guy.
Yeah, the real bad guy.
It's like how every Fast and the Furious, right, is a guy. This is the worst guy ever we've ever seen, and then by the next film, he's in the family. He's
I'm actually the good guy, and I'm family.
Yeah.
The First Descendant. I don't remember what this is. What was this? Nexon. I think I glazed over for this.
Oh, this was Bunny is Mech Girl.
Oh,
remember?
Yeah, I remember this now. Yeah, everyone wearing spandex and mech suits that are far too tight for the acrobatics they're doing.
Yeah, Jesus.
What's this game again?
Yeah, The First Descendant. Yeah, there's like a lady running around in spandex with robot bunny ears, and there was another guy that had like devil horns. There he is.
Why doesn't the guy have the bunny ears?
There's another one where it was like what was that other game we just talked about? I've already forgotten. The Breath of the Wild.
Sonic.
There's another one where it's like, I'm like, there's a lot happening, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's in this lineup, but there was that Rebel Moon movie/trailer.
Yes,
the Netflix movie, where it was a 3-minute trailer of Rebel Moon Part 1, and I couldn't tell you a single thing that happened in that trailer, despite it looking really cool. It's just like, it just becomes nonsense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
maybe
that's because I'm old, but yeah, pretty much.
I think honestly, like a lot of these games, they're starting to become a bit generic of like, oh, there's too much happening and they're so ambitious, and I'm just like, no, give me something small, niche, but like memorable at this point.
What if we put gameplay of Subway Surfers below the video for you, Steve?
That's what you needed.
Oh no, I'm being called out.
That's a good running joke. I like that.
I love that. So that was The First Descendant. You then had Under the Waves. This was like the submarine horror game. This actually comes out in about a week, which was quite surprised, but I didn't know it was coming out so soon. Might be cool. It's coming out in quite a clear week, so it might just squeeze in for a lot of people. That looked cool. Fort Solis. This was, I think, the horror game where nothing happened.
Oh, it was the Troy Baker out on stage.
Yeah,
he saw Trey Baker's Trey Baker.
Trey Baker. The funny thing about this is this trailer dropped, and it's a launch trailer, and the game's just come out. And from what I understand, I think it's currently being panned.
Oh.
Let's have a real quick look. Fort Solis. Yeah. 43% critics recommend, 63 average. It's yeah. Poor Troy Baker. How's he gonna afford dinner now?
Oh,
He's got Trey Bake.
That's true.
Trey Baker.
Trey Baker.
We can do something with that.
I'm not making another thumbnail. Right, let's go through this. Expedition, drive around with trucks. Didn't you say this was like those exploration games that people love, but just on land instead of
runners?
Yeah, instead of snow.
No runners. Mud runners.
Yeah. So if you're into that sort of thing, what do we say? It was Death Stranding without all the weird Kojima bullshit.
Yes. Yeah. It is. Yeah. Literally. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want it. Give me all the weird Kojima bullshit.
Yeah. Give me just the Kojima bullshit. It's the only bit I want. The Crew, Motorfest, and fucking racing games. I love cars, etc. Cyberpunk expansion. Looked cool. Everyone is hella excited for this, which is cool. I feel like no one's learned anything. But okay.
I know a lot of people who are really excited for this, and I don't want to yuck anyone's yum, but like, yeah. I will happily wait for reviews for this.
Cyberpunk, or CD Projekt Red can't afford another like massive fuck up.
But
they must be.
You say that, but Cyberpunk sold like hotcakes, so
yeah. But then it also got like online. It got reamed harder than it should have. I think.
I bet they're crying in all their Lamborghinis.
If anyone I know personally buys this and then comes at me and says, "I can't believe how buggy and broken it is," I will go off on you. I swear to God. Like how much? Like I hope it's good, and I hope they have learned whatever from previous mistakes, but it was not that long ago.
Yeah,
it really was not that long ago.
No, yeah. How long ago did Cyberpunk come out?
Like a year and a bit.
A couple years.
Year and a bit. Okay, I've actually forgotten. Are you googling it now? Otherwise, I'll do it.
Release date. Yeah.
I think the big thing is like
2020, 10th of December.
Okay, so about 3 years ago.
We meme Bethesda games, right? But no one really rags Bethesda. But this game got done in by the community. Yeah. It felt like
I feel like it's because Bethesda have always had kind of like buggy launches. People expected it and they're like, "Oh, Bethesda, it's so cute that they've got bugs." Whereas Cyberpunk like came after like The Witcher, and people got overhyped for Cyberpunk.
I think it's that. It's also, I think I'm not going to excuse Bethesda games in any way because I think they should be better. But I think Cyberpunk, specifically if you brought some of the console versions as well, they were actually broken. Like they were actually fucked. Like textures not loading, T-posing everywhere. I think the PS4 and Xbox versions were like 20 FPS in a lot of areas and just like chugging and dying. Like those games were actually like you cannot sell a product like that. Whereas I think
this isn't even coming to those consoles, is it?
It's coming to. Is it not coming to? It's coming to current gen consoles, I think. PS5 and Xbox Series X.
So the last gen versions, they're not even
the last gen versions were removed from sale. I don't think they ever came back. Like just the PS4 version and stuff just never came back because they did. Yeah, everyone got refunds, didn't they? Remember?
Yeah,
it was like no questions asked. Or like everyone came together and was like, "Look, if you bought Cyberpunk, we can have your money back. Don't worry about it."
Well, I think from what I remember, CD Projekt Red were like, "If you want refunds for it, go to Sony," and Sony were like, "You sons of bitches."
Yeah, because Sony doesn't do.
They don't
refunds.
do that. No, they don't do
really.
That. Yeah. I think they're supposed to in certain EU countries by law, but they don't most places. And they said like, fine, we'll do refunds, but they removed all advertising and everything like from the stores. They just like completely got rid of it. So, oh, good times. Near the end.
Yeah, I'm sure this will be great.
Yeah, this will be great though. No, I do hope it's good. We've had like a good anime since then, and a lot of faith I think has been rebuilt in what they've done since. So, hopefully it's just not been saved through horrific crunch, which they are known for. But I'm sure that probably is the case. But anyway, Stormgate world premiere trailer.
What's Stormgate?
This is the ex-StarCraft devs.
Yeah.
The RTS.
I think I just need to not consume any media for this and just play it when it comes out, because the more I see, the less I want to see.
This did not have a good showing. I'm just going to straight up say it.
It's not that even it necessarily looks bad. It's just there just seems to be a quality difference between StarCraft 2 and this, in my mind, at the very least.
Yeah.
And I'm like, a game coming out X amount of years after StarCraft 2 should not look comparatively worse. Yeah. And maybe that's just me looking at it wrong. Because, again, maybe I'm remembering StarCraft 2 right. I'm not, because I play it often enough. But, like, maybe once you're playing the game, maybe it'll just feel good. Because I know that Warcraft 3, like, isn't exactly the greatest looking game, but it was amazing. So we're not talking about Reforged. So I don't know. Maybe once it's in my hands, that's what I'm hoping. Once I've got it and I can play it, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, this was everything I hoped for. But the more I look at it and see these trailers, the more I'm like, I need to not look at this, because I may just end up not buying this game when it comes out if I keep watching shit like this.
This game for me has this really weird, almost uncanny valueness about it, where I know it's made by StarCraft people, and a lot of it looks so similar to Star. Like this, like look at this bit here. If you're watching the video version, like that there. If you squint, that is StarCraft 2, right?
Yeah.
But then, because it's not, and it's got this weird, very saturated art style, and the units look weird.
It's cartoony is the word I want to use.
Yeah,
but it's just like, but it's like uncanny valley. It kind of looks wrong, despite it can't look wrong. It's its own game, right? But it looks like it looks wrong.
Yeah.
What was you going to say?
And that's the other thing is, maybe I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut Will off before you even started.
No, it's fine.
Maybe I'm judging this game too harshly because I remember StarCraft 2 too fondly. Is the other reason why I'm like, I just need to get this game and play it. I need to stop comparing it. I need to stop watching it. I just need to trust the process. It's going to be a good game. Play it on release.
Or coming out and instantly comparing yourself and setting the bar to StarCraft 2 is a pretty fucking high bar.
No, that's their own fault as well, because like the game kind of looks like it's trying to be StarCraft, but like the Wish version of it. Yeah, they should have gone for a different art style or something.
It's like huge. What's the Dead Space knockoff?
Oh, Callisto Protocol.
Callisto Protocol. It's like that. It's like that.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
Where I'm like, if I squint, it looks like Dead Space, but like it's just kind of not Dead Space.
Do you know what they should have done? They should have made this game, but like made it anime VTubers.
No, Steve.
That's the solution to everything. Yeah,
exactly.
Imagine if
I get it. It needs a stronger like art style. I get it. Yeah.
Imagine if this game gets the same treatment as Callisto Protocol, in that it comes out, kind of does okay-ish, and then like the next month, StarCraft 2 remake comes out, like the Dead Space.
They'll do a StarCraft 2 Reforged like a month after. Yeah, yeah.
It just gets dunked on. Yeah, I mean, they didn't even show much of this, but I feel like we could talk about this for ages, because we all. I'm not sure if you do, Steve, but I think the rest of us do have quite a big history with StarCraft 2.
I played all of the base game and a little bit of Heartthorn.
I'm not saying you didn't. I literally didn't know you back then. I don't know if you.
Whose fault is that?
I didn't know you. This was like, what was StarCraft 2, like 10, 12 years ago now? Wings of Liberty. Like I was at uni.
It's for boomers, though.
Yeah, I was at uni when that came out. But anyway, you then had, leading off that was the Last Epoch. What the fuck was it? God, what is this?
Oh, that's the action RPG Diablo style game.
Okay.
Oh, we don't need any more Diablo style games.
Well, you're getting one anyway. Tough.
No, I actually want more.
Well, this is you then.
I need pressure on Diablo. Do you know what I was almost tempted to do? Go and play the Diablo 3 season, because the Diablo 4 season was just not worth playing.
I thought you were going to say like firebomb the Blizzard offices, but that works as well.
Fucking hell.
Last epoch into Marvel Snap, which got a new trailer for the PC launch. It's on Steam. Pretty cool stuff.
I thought it was already on Steam.
But they've remade the whole game to work. They basically had the mobile game on.
Is it worth it
as
though?
a Steam client?
I mean, if you like
now
to,
it is.
Yeah.
I think our friend Darren plays a lot of Snap.
Yeah. That was the best thing, was because Marvel Snap was there, we got to talk to Darren.
Yeah.
The official Snap man in our group. Then you then had another trailer for Armored Core 6. Launch trailer.
That'll be out on the day this podcast comes out.
It will be, yeah, on the Friday. What is this? Warhaven? I don't remember this. I think I was going to get tired at this point.
But for Jeff saying like there's no reveals, there's a lot of reveals, but it just turns out they're all shit reveals.
That's why I didn't hype it up. Oh, this is like some medieval war game, I think.
Chivalry.
Yeah, kind of.
But yeah, that was the one we all thought, because it's Nexon. We all thought this was Dark and Darkest, right?
Oh, I think
Darker and Darker.
I think I tapped out of the group call after this point.
I think you did, yeah. But this was Nexon, and we were like, is this this is the Dark and Darker that they were making before that guy, that awful man stole all their assets.
What else did we get after that? New trailer for MK1, Mortal Kombat 1. Cool trailer.
Sindel and Centaur.
Sindel looks fucking cool in this game, man.
Yeah.
She looks like she's like all like old and witch-like in the other games, and now she's like proper queen shit in this game. Looks cool. Shao Kahn as well, like a different. It's all like universe reboot, so they're all slightly different. But you know who they are, right? Like it's Sindel, it's Shao Kahn, etc. Very cool trailer. And then, oh yeah, Ara. Is almost
who?
like Ara.
There we go. Got it.
There you go. What's this? Just like kind of like Civ kind of thing. Not like Civ, like a city builder. I don't know.
SimCity.
Kind of. Like what's the other one? Cities Skylines. City Skylines, but also
Age of Mythology.
Yeah, also that like age through the ages progression kind of thing. Looked cool, looked alright. And then getting towards the end now. Diablo 4, new season. It's all vampires and shit.
Does it look good?
Not much to go off, really. They showed a trailer made of like stills, and then a really choppy bit here for some reason, where it's like all laggy going through a bit of combat.
Yeah.
Oh, and who's the girl that the girl? Who's the
Who the girl?
Who's girl? They got for
some actress.
Gemma Chan.
Yeah.
They got for voice actor.
I don't personally know her. Do you know her from anything?
Recently she was in the Eternals.
Oh, was she? I watched that.
She's the main character in the Eternals.
Shows how much I remember of that movie.
Yeah. But I don't know. There's something about like the Diablo 4 is kind of a dumpster fire right now. It's not a dumpster fire, but like that first season was really, really weak, and they just sort of come out on stage and they're like, well, we messed up, but next season, hey, you
next
come
season,
back.
sure. Yeah.
Well, next season's gonna be the one.
I can't even get myself to finish the main campaign, let alone hop in for a season.
I'm halfway through Act 2.
Yeah, I'm like the same.
You guys are struggling on the easy bit.
Not even
like the story was the good bit of Diablo 4.
Yeah.
Diablo's. I've already written it off as a bad purchase at this point. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, same.
I wish I'd taken that money and bought Baldur's Gate instead. But yeah, Diablo 4 new season. Dustborn, kind of weird looking. I don't know what this was. You fight people by saying the words out loud. It looked really shit. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm just gonna skip over it. Thank goodness you're here. Don't remember what it is, and the video is unavailable. That's good. And then,
that was a good trailer. That was
I think I missed this.
But yeah, look it up. That's a good. Not you, people in chat. That was a good trailer.
Tell me what to do.
I don't know what. That looked good.
Yeah, and then the very last thing was Alan Wake 2, which was like a new trailer showing how they're aiming to blend real world like footage and acting into the game, like seamlessly between in-game graphics and recorded stuff. Very cool. I feel like what are they? Remedy. They always kind of do weird shit like that, right?
Yeah,
like weird meta stuff. I'm excited for this. Been pushed back a little bit to late October to avoid other releases in October.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's looking really good. I'm looking forward to that. It's been so long since Alan Wake 1, so. And
didn't Alan Wake 1 get a remaster recently?
Maybe. That sounds familiar. I think you might be right there.
I think it was an Epic Game Store exclusive, though. Might be wrong.
Maybe. I remember playing it on, I think, Xbox 360, like a long time ago. You had to aim your flashlight at the zombies to manifest them, and then you could shoot them, I think.
You shoot them in the face.
You shoot them in the face, yeah.
Which is how I deal with my inner demons.
Yeah. Shine a light on them and shoot them in the face. Yeah, this looks cool, though. And that was the entire Gamescom. I think, as of recording right now, Gamescom is still ongoing. So there might be other little things here and there that come out.
If it wasn't in the opening ceremony, it's not really worth it. Really.
That's a lie, because Persona 3 Remake got a new trailer today.
If it wasn't in the original, in the opening ceremony, is it really worth it?
I would argue that Persona 3 is better than anything here.
Persona 3, is it Persona 3 Reload?
Yeah,
Persona for me.
Reload.
Oh, mate.
Yeah,
more stuff keeps coming out, and I'm like, this is so good.
The new Persona 3 trailer is awesome. It got a date as well with a new trailer. I think it's
February.
Early February, yeah. 2024.
That's going to be a great birthday next year.
Oh, it's going to be so good. We're running a bit late, so I'm going to skim through these last few stories really, really quickly. But it was just, there's not much anyway. It was just Charles Martinet stepping down from Mario.
Yeah.
Very sad. Nintendo did this in the most trolly way, though.
Yeah, they did. They did.
They put out the big red tweet.
Regarding Charles Martinet, and it was like, oh shit, he's died, hasn't he? And it was like,
he's been cancelled.
Yeah, and it was like, that's it. And it was just like, I was like, Charles Martinet has been, oh god, it's like he's retiring. It's like, oh thank god.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, like how old he is. I know he's not like young, but you know, being a voice actor for a long period of time, it's not something you can do forever, I imagine, unless you take, you know, age-based roles, right? You get older, you take older characters. You can't make Mario get older.
You don't want the gritty old man Mario.
Exactly, yeah. The Last of Us Mario.
I've been seeing people. I know they've already recast, because I believe in the Mario Wonder trailer, it's like it sounds like a new voice. But I've been seeing people do like, let me audition for Mario, and they're just like putting out troll videos on Twitter. It's
they've after this dropped this tweet saying that, you know, Charles Martinet is moving into a brand new role of Mario ambassador. They also came out and said that Super Mario Wonder, which comes out in October for the Switch, is the first Mario game going forward with a different voice for Mario and Luigi, because Charles Martinet doesn't just do Mario. He does Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, they're all, when you think about it, they're all basically
they're all the same.
They're all the same, yeah.
You know, Nintendo missed a trick here. They should have replaced him like 3 games ago. So when inevitably people are like, it's not the same, they could be like, well, it happened 3 games ago, fuckos, and no one said a thing. So.
Look under your chair. We replaced him
years
ago.
It's been Chris Pratt for years.
It's been AI for years.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, they could just AI it, couldn't they? At this point, I bet.
I'm gonna miss So Long Gay Bowser.
Yeah, it'll always be forever on YouTube in 240p for you to watch when you want.
It'll be speed run until the end of time. Yeah. So I think you're okay.
I was gonna say, but they removed that voice line from on Switch when they ported it to Switch. They actually changed and fixed it, which was so sad.
Did they really?
Yeah.
So long, Bowser. You can't just change it. You can't just remove it. It's there in people's minds.
Bowser is canonically gay.
Imagine if, right, Charles Martinet is no longer Mario voice actor. Also, we have gone back and retroactively patched every single Mario game to change it to someone different.
We're cutting him off from the royalties.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't get royalties.
Are you kidding me? I bet he gets this. He's Mario ambassador. He's going to be living off royalties to the end of time, I imagine.
You reckon?
It's going to be like his...
I bet he gets paid a lot less than you think.
You reckon?
But now he'll be on Fiverr being like, you can get Mario saying slurs if you want.
What's worth more to you as a person? Is it a shitload of money, or you are the Mario ambassador, motherfucker? You can walk around with a badge that says Mario ambassador.
You think it's like he's in a restaurant or something, and they're like, that guy, he doesn't pay for his meal, and they're like, who's that? That's Mario, you fool! Get away! Pay your respects. Don't look him in the eyes.
Like the people with the golden McDonald's card. They can get McDonald's for free from any restaurant, and like 4 people have it. He just has like a badge that just gets him like free mushroom soup at any restaurant in the world. Officially Mario ambassador. I assume that basically just means, hey Charles, are you cool with this guy being Mario? And he's like, yeah, all right.
That means he gets to skip the lines at Super Mario World for the roller coaster.
No, I bet you'll see him getting escorted out for skipping the line whilst he's shouting, "Do you know who I am?"
It's a me.
It's a me, Mario. You can't kick me out. All right, last little story. We ain't got much. We talked about this to death anyway, but Microsoft are altering the deal for the UK. Pray they don't alter it further.
Damn it.
The CMA, who are the UK peeps, who blocked the deal based on cloud worries. Microsoft are they get to reappeal, basically, to get one final push to get this through, the whole buying Activision Blizzard. What they're altering is, because the CMA had issues with Microsoft basically having the cloud industry for games hand over fist, what they're doing is they are offloading a lot of cloud stuff to Ubisoft in Europe and England. So I think you will still obviously get cloud gaming on Game Pass, but for the next 15 years, the games will also be on whatever Ubisoft offers for cloud gaming. I think that might be Luna, but that might be Amazon. I can't quite remember.
You know what this means?
What?
Tracer in Rainbow Six Siege. Let's go.
I don't think this means you're going to get weird fucking crossovers.
Widowmaker in Rainbow Six Siege.
It just means when everyone plays Starfield on Xbox Game Pass, the 50 people that play it via cloud gaming, 3 of them will be playing it on Ubisoft Cloud Gaming. That's what it is, basically.
Oh no, you know what this means? It's when you open your Xbox app, it's going to open up the EA launcher, the Riot launcher, and the Ubisoft launcher.
Please no. My poor PC. It's using all of its RAM to try and open 50 launchers all at once.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't got a lot of time to go into this really, but I think this will go through now. I think whatever this was going to be, I think the fact that kind of everyone is looking at the UK as like, come on. I think it's going to go through, basically. I don't know how you guys think about this. How you feel about this? Do you have any opinion?
I forgot about it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bored of it.
Yeah.
Gotta be honest.
We'll move on then. So, that's all the news for the week. The big one, like I said, was Gamescom. So,
no, the big one was it's your birthday tomorrow.
Oh, you keep it's my birthday tomorrow, which is the day before. If you're listening live,
you're old now.
I'm gonna be old tomorrow. I'm young now for another. What time is it? It's like 3 hours. But yeah, Steve, I know you didn't get the games. You didn't prepare anything for coming up, but do you, off the top of your head, do you know anything that's coming out next week? Just randomly.
So this week Friday is Armored Core, of course. Yes. Next week on the 1st is Starfield Early Access. So if you're playing it, if you've actually bought the game, you get to play it like 5 days early.
That's a big chunk of time. 5 days. I feel you could finish it in those 5 days.
Depends on how much content there is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a quick look and I didn't see anything like impressive. Like the big thing is like tomorrow you got Blasphemous and WoW Hardcore Classic, and then Starfield. I think no one wanted to really like fuck with this week's launch of Starfield.
So yeah, you got Starfield Early Access.
No, Armored Core, and then next week is Starfield. Sorry.
Yeah. So you got Blasphemous on the 24th. Blasphemous 2, I should say. Armored Core day after. Starfield Early Access on the 1st of September. You've also, so for more upcoming stuff, you've got the Alien DBD update. Not a new game, but that drops next week.
A lot of people are interested in this for sure.
I'm very excited.
I played some of it on the test round. It is very fun.
Yeah, it just looks like it's a really good property with what looks to be a really fun killer.
Yeah, and it's fun for killers, and it also changes up the survivor gameplay a lot with like turrets that you have to put down to like burn the aliens. So it really does look fun. Give it a try if you've ever played DBD.
Yeah. The other upcoming games you've got, I mentioned it briefly earlier. Under the Waves. This is the horror like submarine game. This was shown at Gamescom. I didn't know it was coming out so soon. But it looks like it might be interesting. I think in this trailer, it shows kind of like some crafting stuff. I don't really know what type of game it is, but it might be interesting. It might catch a few people.
Is it actually horror, or is it?
I feel like I just see deep, dark underwater.
I was going to say
horror.
Yeah, the horror of deep water is there, but like
adventure, indie, story-rich, exploration, sci-fi. Those are the main tags. Yeah. So maybe not. But look at this though. For anyone watching the trailer. That looks scary, right? It looks like
that just looks like the Little Mermaid.
That's not Little Mermaid. The trailer is cut like a horror trailer.
It kind of is, yeah. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, but that's the 29th, and the other upcoming release is a game called Sea of Stars. This is also on the 29th. This has been on a lot of people's radar for a while. This is the kind of Chrono Trigger looking RPG. Yeah. I think a lot of people played Chained Echoes when that came out, and it was good, but it wasn't stellar. So this is the next kind of indie RPG people are looking at.
The one thing about this game is it's like Sea of Stars is a terrible name. It
not a very good name. No, yeah, not a very good name.
Yeah.
But the game looks really cool, and this is also on Game Pass as well, if you have an active Game Pass sub. So I'll be checking this out. This was on, like I said, it feels like something's coming out on Game Pass like every week. This one looks like it might be worth looking at. I don't know if I can get invested in a massive RPG right before another massive RPG. But hey-ho, we'll see how it goes. So, and then that's it. I think I say that's it as if there's not much, but I think most people will be playing Armored Core. So, who here's playing that?
Oh, wait.
Me. I'm excited to watch it though.
Cool.
I was going to stream it. I think
reviews just came out, and it's like it's like 8s and 9s.
That's fine. Like it's not Dark Souls. It's not like Elden Ring. I think
no.
I think it's kind of silly to, I guess, assume it'll be of that.
Oh, it's gone up 93%.
93 is what the percentage of critics that recommend. It's currently an average review score 85, which is still very, very good.
That's incredible. That's crazy.
Yeah, for an Armored Core game.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I think to me, I'm like, oh, it's FromSoft. People love FromSoft, so no one's going to give it a bad score.
No, but this is the furthest they've departed from their usual formula in, I think, decades.
It would be a game to keep an eye on for sure. It will either be very good or, like, I assume just mediocre. I don't think it will be bad though.
But I feel like I think he's right. People love FromSoft, but people don't like robot games very much, do they?
I have heard that actually. Yeah. A lot of Dark Souls people are like, I love Souls games and FromSoft, but I'm not a mech person. That actually surprises me. But yeah, I think this is still a game to keep an eye on for sure.
Also, a lot of mech games and mech properties, their story and their settings aren't fun, if that makes sense. It's not like people. I feel like people like fantasy. They like bright colors, stuff like that. These games are very dark. They're very grim, very grey. And
yeah, but like it's just a subgenre of sci-fi, and everyone loves sci-fi. So like, why just make that? I don't know.
maybe this is it.
I think
right?
you're right, but
maybe
yeah,
mechs will be on the rise again because
please,
like no one likes mechs, but who's making mech stuff?
Yeah, true.
Maybe this is what it is. I'd be interested to see. I feel like a lot of people be like Armored Core 6. Why 6? Where's the other ones? Like what happened?
Yeah.
I think only like I don't think they sold badly, but it's certainly not a massive property. I feel Armored Core.
No,
well, not before this comes out. It will be after this, but
I'd say like cult following.
Yeah, it's good.
And especially I've heard the last one, 5, which I played a bit of and didn't really like, but I've heard like that was one of the worst, and that was where they were like, all right, sod it, we just won't make any more then.
Yeah, all right, fuck you then.
Yeah,
we out. We're gonna go make Demon Souls instead. Screw you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna go make the best games of all time. So
that's a loaded statement.
And that's bait. Goodbye, everybody.
Right there.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
No, let's do our socials quick. Thank you for coming on, Steve. Haven't had you here in a while. It's good to have you back, man. Been fun to listen to. We'll do our stuff and we'll get out of here. Find me at BottlerWorks on everything. What about Will?
You know where to find me.
And Sam?
Some variation of Olive Meister.
And Steve?
You can find me on my stream, and if you don't know where that is, you are dumb.
Yeah, look for the smoking computer in the distance. Follow the smoke trails. And you'll find Steve.
Guy playing Hunt
Follow the
Showdown
bad
at
smell, and you'll
240p.
find me.
We are getting worse at this.
We'll get it one day. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
I miss you already.